And thank you for joining us here on Off Script. Switching things up a little bit this morning. I'm Ryan Kruger, joined alongside Emily Young. Both Amy and Shari are off. Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, are we as good looking as them? No. Are we as funny as them? Also no. Also no. But we're really gonna try.
Yeah,
So-
you have to basically eat the microphone.
okay, got it. Got
Yeah.
it. I'm so
it's
sorry.
it's that podcast, the very soft voice.
I know. I always.
Ooh. That's why you
Okay.
have to. It's otherwise the podcast shouldn't sound the same. So anyway.
Okay, this sounds much better. You are right.
All right. Well, welcome into Off Script. We have a few things to talk about, and we've got a special guest coming up in a little bit. So let's go ahead and just run through the headlines that we have so far today. One, of course, we were talking about this morning was the Lee County Teachers Agreement.
Yeah, they've seemed to have reached a tentative agreement for the year. And here's what the change. Excuse me, I'm not eating the microphone. Okay, here we go. So here's what some of the changes are. Okay, so it's a 3 to 5% salary increase. An extra 9 minutes every day in paid planning time. An extra 5 minutes in lunch. So that goes from 25 minutes to 30 minutes. And these are really sort of small changes, but apparently with very, very big effects. What do you think?
Yeah, and one thing that they were talking about in the interviews is both sides really did seem to be very satisfied with the agreement. I think what the county kept on saying, the school district kept on saying is, we need retention. We need to make sure that we have enough teachers in the classroom. And the current teachers were saying, we need a little bit more money. We need a little bit of extra perks. And it seemed like both sides were very satisfied with how it came out. It is a long process. All of these are. We all know that. They take forever. But, in all the interviews that we aired last night and then this morning on Fox 4, it did seem like both sides were very satisfied with the agreement that they came up with.
Yeah, and so it's tentative, but hopefully it'll go through. And then if it is approved, then the board has to vote on it in November, and then they could get back pay from July 1st. So that is a really good situation for them. I will I really hope that these are very small changes, but they have like a very big effects on a quality of life for them.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other big headline, and it's causing a lot of confusion. There's been confusion on this for months now, and that is talking about the trailer deadline on Fort Myers Beach. So the deadline to reapply for beach trailer permits has already passed. Of course, we're talking about folks who are, still living in their trailer. If they're still doing repairs to their home, you have people who are running businesses out of the trailers still. And we're watching this video of different places. Like a lot of these folks. That was Melly's Ice Cream. What they say is that they needed to have these extensions because they can't run their business right now. I mean, most of them have to elevate by 15 feet. So there's a lot of, it's sort of where it goes back to the FEMA, flood insurance, the build back rules. And then, the deadline has passed. There are still, according to our reporting, about 100 residents and businesses who still rely on trailers after Hurricane Ian.
I mean, listen, Ian was 3 years. 3 years, though, and we are still feeling the effects of it long term. And like you said, there are so many businesses that are still suffering, and they were only able to make it by with these trailers. So, if you miss the application for the permit, what happens? What do you think? Do you know what happens?
Yeah, so so town staff is going to review those applications, and so you do risk fines. That is a possibility. I do encourage everyone to make sure you check out fox4now.com and check out our reporting from our community correspondent there, Austin Chargarowski, because he also spoke with another business owner who owns a plaza. He's rebuilt his plaza.
Yeah.
He's saying now I've got all these trailers here. So he brings up an interesting point. It's rebuilding Fort Myers Beach. I mean, I was there on Sunday. I'm there almost every weekend. It's
ongoing process.
It's a slow process.
Slow build, slow process. Yeah, he does. He says that these trailers are hurting the established businesses, but he also says the food trucks. And I'm curious, is it because the trailers are traffic-wise such an imposition, or
I think that's what he argues, and they take up space, and then it's interesting that we're talking about this. I'm actually going down to the beach later on this afternoon to interview the mayor because Sunday, is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday's 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So look for that on Sunday night on Fox 4. There'll be a number of stories talking about 3 years from different locations, but was a wild time. It was a wild time, and it's a slow, arduous process rebuilding from there.
No, and it's interesting because you really don't realize how brutal and devastating Ian was to the Southwest Florida region until you come here and you
Hmm.
hear the stories from
Yeah.
people. Like when I moved here from New York, I mean, I knew Hurricane Ian, but I figured, a small hurricane. I just heard of it. I wasn't able to visualize
Yeah.
how big and destructive and awful
Hmm.
it was. Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Onwards to
Those look good. All right, Cheetos. We are talking about Red 40.
And this is relevant to both of
Yeah.
us. 'Cause
Yes,
we both are
exactly.
like the only
Yes.
reporters with kids here. So,
So, of course, this goes back to the Food and Drug Administration is pushing to get rid of artificial dyes by the year 2026.
especially Red 40.
Yeah.
That is like a huge, huge contender here. There's a lot of groups that are really against all of these. What are they called?
It's the different artificial
dyes.
dyes, yeah. And so what Doritos and Cheetos, so it's Pepsi Company who owns
Yeah.
Doritos and Cheetos. They are using vegetables. I guess I don't think this is actually a way to get your kids to eat veggies because I don't think there's going to be
Enough
nearly
to be like a
there's nowhere
serving of
near-
vegetables. No, but
It's for the color, so they'll use beets, radishes, paprika.
But like as a parent, and even as a person, I would never say, "Oh my God, please!" I would love the dyes just so I could have that brighter color. That's never something that I'm looking for in a food. Like
Yeah.
I think as it just my preference would always be to not. I mean, and by the way, all of these candies, snacks, treats. When you go to Europe, none of these dyes, chemicals,
Yeah.
artificial, nothing. It's
Yeah.
a completely different recipe. You could look at the ingredients and see. So maybe one day soon we can, be where Europe is and get the best quality of these items, the best quality Doritos. Sorry, guys, Ryan just left.
A little bit. Well, we can do it.
Hold on, stand by.
Excuse me. So there's a lever down here. You're not supposed to hit it with your foot. It'll go straight down. That was, you know what that was? That was the Red 40 dye that was coming back and trying to get its revenge. Okay. All right. Let's bring in our guest because we're
been
getting off the
waiting
rails
nicely.
here. Okay. So we are bringing in, as she is walking over now, Steph Linares with Florida Prepay. As we get in a video here.
Yeah, and she has a lot of interesting information for us this
Hi.
morning.
All right, well,
Yeah,
Steph,
let me
thank
get out
you.
of the way
Come
first
on.
so you could settle down.
We all
All right,
fit
make things
nicely
nice
in
and
here.
awkward for us. All right. So again, Florida Prepaid. Excellent program. We both have young kids. It's an opportunity to kind of set your kids up for success. So tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that don't know, Florida Prepaid is the state-backed college savings program. And really the mission is to make education affordable and attainable for all families. We offer two main ways to help families save. We have our prepaid plan and our 529 investment plan. And, each has unique benefits and features. But really the message that we want to hit home today is that we've unveiled a brand new website, as you can see behind me. We've simplified our plan structure and made the enrollment process a lot easier as well. And the message is really we just want to encourage families to get started on their savings journey.
What would you want parents to know about the two different plans and how to choose, which is the right plan for their families?
Yeah, that's a great question. Each plan is very unique. So our prepaid plan, it allows you to lock in the cost of tuition at today's rates for the
Right.
future, and
Yeah.
you're making those monthly payments. They never go up, what's great is that if in the future the cost of tuition is more than we anticipated, we cover the difference. If it's less, you get a refund. So it's a great value for Florida families. And our 529 investment plan, it's a little bit more flexible in that you save what you can when you can. It can be used for a variety of education expenses, not just tuition, but books, supplies, room and board, or housing. All those other expenses that definitely add up when it comes time to go into college. But again, this is a great value for our Florida residents. Florida Prepaid has been around for over 35 years, helped millions of families go to college.
The room and board, it's kind of new, right? Because I think my wife and I invested in that this summer. And
Yes.
so it was like that is such a stress reliever as a parent.
You
where
open
it's-
529s for your kids?
I've done Florida prepay. I mean, I've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and their colleges are paid for. And I have 1 year of room and board for each of them paid for. So I guess I got to pay for 6 more, but I got time on those.
Wow.
But
Right.
like
That's a stress reliever.
it's unbelievable.
Oh my God, I
It's
can't even imagine that.
unbelievable. It's such a blessing too, and it's very serendipitous that you're here. It's a nice college word because I was talking about Florida prepay last night with my wife because yesterday, U.S. News and World Report rankings, Florida has a record-breaking 7 public universities in the top 100.
Yeah.
So it's you have these unbelievable world-class institutions that your kids can go to,
Right here.
and you
Right.
can already lock it in.
Right.
So
Right.
it's you can set your kids up for success. It's such a great stress reliever. It's
Yeah.
I think it's a good investment for a lot of parents. That's for sure.
Yeah, but what's great too is, we get a lot of feedback, like parents, they have no idea what their kids are going to do in the future, if they're even going to go to college or university, but the flexibility. And, I think most parents would love for their kids to stay local, stay in state when they go to college, but they can use their plans out of state too. It could be
Oh, they
used,
can?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Oh,
can
wow.
use the plans nationwide. It could be used for private school, technical or vocational school
Right,
as
the
well.
trades too.
Yeah,
So even
yeah.
if your child chooses not to go the higher education route, they can still this at 529 is still going to be really helpful for them. Wow.
Yes.
And what do you want parents to know that maybe like they're overwhelmed about making that first payment because they don't know how to it's a very daunting process.
Yeah, yeah. So with our brand new website, we launched a new plan builder tool, and it's right behind me. So it starts with your budget, and we really just want to encourage families to start saving somewhere. Start with what you're comfortable saving per month. You also put in the age of your child, because obviously that's another important message. The sooner you can start saving for college, the longer of a runway you have, and the less monthly investment it will be. So start with your monthly budget, what you're comfortable saving, and then our plan builder, it'll ask you certain questions if you're comfortable with investment, if you'd prefer a kind of a more fixed monthly payment, what your preference is, and it'll create a personalized saving strategy for you, whether it's a mix of a prepaid and an investment plan, and what that monthly investment will be.
And what about the $50 incentive going on?
Yeah, so September is National College Savings Month.
Happy holidays.
Yes, we celebrate it every month for sure. And we, like I said, we encourage families to get started savings. We are going to give $50 to anybody that opens either a prepaid plan or an investment plan between now and November 10th.
So there you go. You don't even have to worry about that first payment. You could just use that 50 right there.
Yeah,
And what's the website?
myfloridaprepaid.com.
All right. That'll do it. Thank you for coming on. A lot of
Thank
great
you.
information. I
Thank
hope it
you
helped
so
them.
much. Have a great
Okay.
one.
All right. We are going to wrap it up with that. So thanks for joining us. What is today? Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
hump day.
So I think Shari and Amy are back tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe it'll be us. We'll see. All right. All right. Y'all take care.